What up, folks? Welcome back to Ultrazilla Toys, and today I have a review of the Dragon Ball Super Dragon Stars Complete Shenron Wave. Alright, folks, this is the one you've been waiting for. This Dragon Stars review is also the review you need to comment on for the giveaway of Series 2 of these figures, which include Frieza, Goku, and Super Saiyan Vegeta back there. You also get whatever Build-A-Figure pieces of Shenron come with them. They are boxed, they are brand new, and they will be yours if you are a subscriber and comment on this video. Please make sure to set your subscription to public so I know you have subscribed, because I will be checking. And only the people that comment on this video will be eligible, so you need to do both, okay, guys? Once I hit 1,000, I'm about 80 or so, maybe a little less than 80 right now away. The contest closes at the end of that day, and then the next day I will pick the winner here on video on the channel. So stay tuned. I hope you've been digging the content, to all of those that have jumped aboard, specifically with this contest in mind, and I hope you've been digging the content, and I hope I've won you over to stick around. I'm into so many different things, so hope you enjoy everything. So let's get into it. Let's review these guys. I have Wave 1 and Wave 2 here together. And before we get any further, since everybody's standing here so nicely, we're going to do our size comparisons. I know this is one you're all going to want to see. This is how they compare to an SH Figuarts. This is the Super Saiyan Goku Awakening version. I have reviewed this guy on the channel. Link to that is at the end. So as you can see, almost the same size. You know, you could probably, and let's do these two together. You could probably get away with mixing and matching these guys in your displays. And everybody's going down. As so happens. See? Maybe a hair taller. That's about it. It's not too bad. So let's pick these guys up, shall we? As it would happen during a review with multiple characters. We'll do Frieza first. We'll let him stay. Here is an L-size comparison. This is Ultraman manga from Figuarts / Ultra Act. Here is Shiro from Voltron, Legendary Defender. This is probably the first time you've seen him on the channel. I haven't even done the unboxing of this on the channel. That's tomorrow. Little preview. And how about SH Figuarts R2-D2? See how he stands there. Let's do another Ultraman, an Ultra Act. Here is Ultra 7. See how he looks there. And another guy just acquired, as you might have seen the video yesterday, on an articulated icon solitaire. Alright, so that's enough of the size comparisons. I got a lot of figures here to review, and a Shenron, really? Here you go, Shenron. We're gonna look at Shenron at the end there. We're gonna take a look at Frieza to start out with, and this is an interesting figure. So I mean, altogether, I will say I think these figures are worth it. About 20 bucks each, depending on where you got them. The price is really good, you know, comparative to like Marvel Legends, Star Wars Black Series. And for these guys, I think that's good. You do get the Build-A-Figure piece. You know, like, it's a good price. I think you're getting a decent product from Bandai America here. So taking a look at Frieza. face sculpt looks pretty cool. You know, I really like the little smirk there. The eyes look good. You know, it's a decent head sculpt, I think. Body shape is pretty decent. Tail looks decent. Feet are cool, however, he's a little tough to stand. You gotta get him in just the right position. You know, I think, and his tail doesn't go down far enough where it'll help, so he's got some standing issues for sure. I do have a slippery surface here, so it might work better in other places, but his feet, as you can see, kind of curve upwards a little bit, and it makes it a little tough for him to stand. He also has, mine at least, has some kind of loose hips. I think I will try to get some fluid in there, maybe some nail polish, some you know, or some floor polish or something, because that leg is very loose and that's not helping me at all there. So that is a problem there I've noticed with Frieza here. But overall, the sculpt is pretty good. I like the musculature on it. You know, it looks pretty decent. So, paint on this guy. His head, as we've seen, looks pretty good. Maybe a little bit outside the line here on the spray. But I do like this metallic purple they used. It looks really nice. And his eyes and the lines that go down his face, they look pretty decent. Decent here on the sides there, so not bad. And there's a nice little shading going on the muscles that looks nice. I dig that. Purple on his chest looks good. On his shoulders look fine as well. And you got some purple going into the gray. Both sides pretty neat. Same thing going on his legs from his shins. So not bad at all. I'm gonna shift my lighting just a bit because I am a little far forward because I have so many guys on the on the desk. So just to get a little more light up front here. No paint on his tail. But okay, you know, I kind of dig it. Articulation on this guy. Head, I believe, is on a, yeah, it's on a ball joint in there. So lots of free movement there. Can't look down too much or up at all. But, you know, there is a cut at his neck, at the base of his neck, but I can't seem to get anything to turn there. So it is what it is. You got a hinge and swivel here at the shoulder. You do get a lot of range of motion there, so that's pretty decent. And it kind of does like this up and down movement, which is good. You got an upper bicep way high up at his shoulder rotation as well. Double jointed elbow, which works nicely. And then a hinge swivel thing going on at the wrist. Nothing in his abs, but at the waist you get a lot of movement because it's on a ball joint. So there you go. So decent movement. I think some of the other guys move a little better, but because you can't look down too much for whatever reason. I think they made the ball joint a little too high, but he can go side to side and stuff like that. The hip joints, see this on these guys, I was actually very impressed with the hip joints of these, because they do have like, and this is why I wanted to bring in an Ultra Act on this one, is because, and I've said this from day one, I'm impressed that they have like a drop down, sort of like the Ultra Acts, which is, you know, you got that movement there, you got the same thing going on here. And that is cool. You don't see that in domestic figures at all. Not even the Power Rangers Legacy, who I didn't bring in here for any of these, have that. So I like that idea. And if the reason why I also like these figures and Power Rangers Legacy and why I've been collecting both is I like the idea of another player in the domestic collector's figure game, you know? So I want Bandai America to succeed with these guys and keep making cool figures because you never know what you're going to get. So anywho, so you get that drop down, which really helps a lot with the articulation, even more so with some of the other guys. So then you could kick forward and to the side. So a lot of range there. Pretty good. There's also an upper thigh rotation, double jointed knee. And then his foot here is on a hinge. It's got a rocker. So you get some good motion there. You know, if he could stand up better, that would be pretty cool. His tail is on a hinge and swivel here at the base, which is good. And then another swivel over here. So only a couple of points of articulation there, but it's good enough. And that there is Frieza. We'll move him to the back. Hey, he's standing. Next, we will go with Vegeta. Now, I'm going to push up Super Saiyan Vegeta as well, but we'll look at him a little further. Because these guys share the same body, as do the two Gokus. Some people have commented that, you know, it's cheaping out, but that's just figures, you know, like Marvel Legends does it all the time. They make the same bodies all the time. They reuse them all the time. Here and yes, they're the same colors and stuff. Slight variations, actually. But exact same molds is what I wanted to say. But, you know, like, in a line like this that's just starting out, whether it's Bandai America or not, you know, you gotta realize, I mean, same thing's going on with the Legacy figures. They all using the same male and female bodies throughout, you know. Sometimes you gotta keep the costs down, and, you know, it is what it is. You know, that's why they gave us 2 of these guys and 2 of these guys to start out. You know, they are pretty big variations of the characters anyways, so Vegeta. Just wanted to get that out of the way. Now, to me, this is my least favorite figure. It looks a little better in the Super Saiyan version, but when I first got this guy, I was just like, it's a little bit of a boring sculpt. The hair looks good. The face is okay. It's not bad. They all got this kind of like more scrunched up feel to their faces than the figure arts ones do. But I've seen these versions as well. It's almost more manga-ish than anime-ish in a way, if you can understand what I'm saying. The chest looks good. I like the vest. Sculpted decently. It's got sculpt work on the back and shoulders. You know, the arms are fine, if not boring. Same thing going on throughout. Sculpt-wise, it is a tad boring, you know, like, there's not much to go on. It's very plain on the legs, not much going on with the muscles, you know, so it is what it is. As far as paint goes, you got it on the feet here, and it's clean, as well as the stomach. You got the yellow, and more yellow up here, which is kind of like, almost like a mustardy. The rest is pretty much just molded plastic. Then you got the face, which is decent. You know, you got a little extra lines there on the side, which looks good. The lines at his brow look good. So the mouth is painted clean, and the lines underneath his eyes are painted clean. You know, I really can't complain about that. What some of these guys do suffer from, and I didn't talk about it with Frieza because there wasn't much points there to look at, but at the bases of their necks, a lot of these guys, and I believe you'll see it in the Goku as well, suffer from like these really bad like transitional mold lines right there. So, and that looks like it has stressed plastic, even though I don't know how. Same thing on the other side. That is a little bit ugly. If you want to repaint, you know, put some paint on that, I don't blame you. You know, it is what it is. For articulation, kind of the same thing as Frieza with the head. You don't get too much motion going back and forth, or up and down, I should say. But you do have some articulation there. Same thing going on. Hinge, swivel at the shoulder, bicep, double jointed elbow, which works great. Hinge and swivel at the wrist. Now, he doesn't have much motion either at the waist because of the vest. I wish they would have made us like a soft plastic to give us a little more, especially if they're just using a ball joint under there. They could have, you know, made this soft plastic and gotten us a lot more range of motion. That's unfortunate. Drop down hip there again. You got the swivel, so you got a lot of range of motion, even more so than Frieza, I think. Maybe a little less so to the sides, but definitely front and back. So that's pretty good. Double jointed knee, which works great. Nothing at the boot, but then you got the rocker and hinge at the foot. And that is Vegeta. A little bit of a boring figure, you know, is what it is. Let's quickly look at his Super Saiyan form. The body is pretty much the same. There is a difference actually. Wow, wait a second. Hey now. There is a difference. The color is different on the blue. The rest is the same, but the color is different on the blue. They made it a lighter blue, and they actually, you know, gave us shading here. So that's pretty cool. That actually works a lot better. So that's pretty awesome. That really does add a lot. And his head just looks better in these colors, I think. The golden hair looks really nice, as well as his eyebrows. And I did notice, like, this Vegeta, his eyes maybe are a little bit too cross-eyed. You know, here, maybe. Where here, his eyes look a little bit better, and they look nice in that blue. So very nice. There's a little bit, let me see that, underneath his chin of like extra plastic. I've already like removed most of it. So there's those seam lines again that I was talking about. Not much you could do there. It's a little less noticeable here than it is there, but if you want to paint those, I don't blame you. So I definitely like this one better. It's got more going on. The paint, his face looks cleaner as well. So pretty cool. Don't really need to get into too far with that one because it's the same thing. So let's look at Goku now. I like this figure a lot. This Goku is really cool, in my opinion. The sculpt is very, very nice. Like, I really like the way they sculpted his outfit. It looks cool. Lots of great folds in there. The boots came out very nice. His hair looks good. And I think his face is pretty nicely done. So, not bad at all in the sculpt department. Really, I think it's cool. Pretty good. Paint on Goku. Face looks pretty good. Everything is in the right spot. Paint is nice, you know. The eyes look good. A little bit of line. The line work is good. Nothing to complain about there. Paint here, you got the blue and the orange. Looks great. Nothing really bad there. Yeah, less noticeable. You got the mold lines, but it's painted. It's just there, you know. There's not much you could do about it. Paint on his boots. Little sloppy, you know. Could have been a little darker, but I'll give it to them. It doesn't look super bad. So pretty decent. But there's something about this figure that I really, really like. Probably my second favorite of the bunch. Head has a little bit more movement than the first couple of guys. This is actually really loose on mine. But you can actually see the joint better here. So it works pretty good. Then you got the hinge and swivel, which is a little hindered by his shoulders. We got the swivel bicep, double jointed elbow, and hinge going this way, and swivel. I feel like this guy moves a little better at the waist. So, and they have this like floating piece here for the belt, which is nice. We didn't even look at the belt, but it's a nice piece. It's cleanly done. So a little bit more motion here, you know, than the other guys. If you see that, that does go in pretty far. He can't really like super look down or back, you know, but it is decent. You have to drop down hips again, which are awesome. I really like that. He does have double jointed knees, but because of the sculpt, it doesn't really work so well. So, not even sure why they would do it then. Yeah, you can slide it around if you want, which is interesting. Then this guy would have been, you know, it would have been nice to have a boot cut on this one. On any of them, honestly. Hinge, swivel at the foot. But I really like Goku. I think he looks really good in my opinion. You know, you could get him in a decent amount of poses, which is very, very cool. So let's look at the first series one of the Super Saiyan Goku. And this one equally looks pretty good. Although I do have to say there are some like little paint issues on mine. You know, it's not like super clean around the edges. Kind of a couple like little nicks on the shoulders. His wristbands kind of like come in and out. So yeah, a few paint issues. Looking at his feet, same deal going on. Not exactly clean, but it is what it is. The most important part about this is his face, though. And I think it's pretty good. The hair sculpted well, and it's got that nice little gold, same as Super Saiyan Vegeta there. The eyes look good. Eyebrows, mouth, and all the other little lines. I do dig the faces on these guys. So, and this guy has all the same articulation as the other Gokus, so no need to go through that again. But yeah, decent. Oh, no, he doesn't want to stand. There you go. And now, my favorite of the bunch, Beerus. This guy is awesome. I really like the way this guy looks. I think the sculpt is really nice. Let's go from the top. Ears look great. Love the little earring. Face looks really nice. Nice sculpt there. Really captures the character well, I think. Got a nice bracelet on his neck. Necklet? What do you call that? I love this armor. Looks really good. Well sculpted. More bracelets. Look really nice. I love this flap in the front. That looks good. His tail. And then the pants are sculpted similarly to the Goku's, but it's not the same. So it's definitely a different sculpt, shaped a little differently. They could have easily have taken that again and put it on Beerus, but they didn't. So, and I like how it looks going down to his feet. Really, really nice sculpt. I think it's beautiful. Definitely my favorite. Even has some little folds at the top of his bottom of his ears there, which is nice. The paint is decent. It's pretty good. The only paint on his face here is at his eyes, but they're clean. Got a nice little black around him. It looks good. I wish his nose was painted, but it's not. So I can't really do anything about there except do it myself. Gold earring looks good. Gold on his neck looks good. Paint here looks pretty decent. You know, like a little bit around the pin there, but not much you could do about that. It's a little messy there, but what are you gonna do? The red looks good. The blue looks good. The white and the black look good. You know, even on the back, it's decent enough. A little bit outside the line, but it's not like crazy. Belt looks good. I really like that. And this piece looks very nice with the gold trim. And you got the orange and the white. Really good looking. The top part here, it looks good as well in this like darker blue. And then the wristlets look nice and gold, cleanly done. Same thing with the bicep ones. So then at the bottom, this is all just molded plastic. At the bottom, the purple going into his boot looks good. The boot looks good as well. And the gold ankle bracelets look good as well. So I'd have to say this probably is the best one as far as paint as well. My favorite sculpt and the best paint. So there you go. Articulation on Beerus. Probably has the best head movement of them all because he can actually look a little down. Not much up, but still, you do get more motion than the other guys. And side to side and around. Swivel hinge works fine. No bicep swivel though. So this guy has a little less articulation there. Oh, you know what? I did miss a really chunky paint mess up there. Right in here at the fold there. Could probably like scrape that away honestly. But yeah, I didn't notice it because it was underneath it there until I picked this up. So that, yeah, I mean, it's an issue. So no bicep, that's kind of a bummer. Double jointed elbow, and I'm curious about that. I'm curious why. I guess maybe the bracelets? I don't know. Everybody else has them. Wrist has the hinge, swivel combo again. Same thing going on at the waist with the ball joint. But decent movement here. Can even go back a little bit, which is good. So, nice range of motion there. Drop down hips again, nice. And you do have the upper thigh rotation. Double jointed knees, which work a little better than the Goku's because there's a little bit less folds there. So that's pretty good. I wish they would have given us some sort of like ankle or like thigh here, shin cut to make up for this. But you do still get the hinge, which is very much covered up in there. And the swivel, not the swivel, yeah, swivel hinge combo for the foot. So a little less articulation, but, oh, and of course the tail, only one, a little hinge and swivel here, very limited articulation on the tail. So, yeah. A little less articulation on this guy than the rest, but to me definitely looks the best of all of them. Really, really, really nice. Very, very nice figure. I really like it a lot. So Beerus is a winner, and I really like Goku. So very, very cool. These guys, and I didn't mention it before, but these guys do all come with extra hands. Didn't want to slow up every one of these to show them, but this is the Vegetas. A little extra holding hands. Here you go again. The Gokus, same thing, just like kind of like gripping hands. There you go, 2 sets there. Beerus has these really wide open palm hands. And actually, Frieza actually has 3 hands. So he has the big, wide open palm hands, and he's got the pointing finger, which is very cool. I really like that. And let's take that one off so you can see what one of these ball pegs look like. Because I'm probably gonna display him with this. There you go. Pretty cool. They easy, you know, they come out easy, so very, very nice. I wish these guys came with some effect parts, but what we do get is the hands and the Build-A-Figure. So within that package, you do make up a $20 figure for sure. So let's take a look now at that Build-A-Figure that these guys come with. Now, oh, first off, the stand. It does come with a nice little stand. It's got 3 little pieces there. And I have them rotated weirdly because I just don't like the way it's supposed to sit on here. So, but that's what you get. And then I will show you because his head fell off here. They do come in these pieces, and then you just put them together. Now, this Shenron is not an articulated figure. I would liken it to like kind of like a Figure Arts Zero, I guess. Not that I have any of those to really compare, but that's what I'm guessing, if you were to compare. But it's nice. It's a nice sculpt. I really dig the way that looks. I wish it probably wasn't so like compacted as far as the way it flows. I wish it kind of was spread apart a little more. And I'm wondering if I could get the plastic to do that, because that would look a lot better. I guess I kind of can, because if I leave it like this for a while, hold it, you know, held together by something. But yeah, so each of these guys comes with a piece or two. And yeah, it's decent. Again, it's a decent sculpt. I like the scaling. I like the little spikes look good. His little head spikes or whatever you want, antlers here look really nice. Looks good here. Little mustache. Sorry if I'm botching any of what this stuff is called. But the teeth look decent. Tongue looks decent. Check out his hands. Nice sculpting there. And then the feet in the back look decent as well. Kind of all scrunched up, but that's fine from what I've seen of Shenron. This is an okay representation. Now I can't wait to get the Figure Arts one that's coming out pretty soon, actually. So you'll probably see this guy again in that video to compare somewhere down the line. But yeah, sculpt wise, and oh, tail looks good too. It looks cool, you know. I mean, I think if we extended him out, he'd be pretty long. So you know, that's not bad. Paint on Shenron here. It's very plain. There's not really much in terms of shading going on. So if you wanted to like shade him up, feel free to. Might look really cool. But the paint that's there is pretty clean. Eyes look clean and red. The mustache here looks cool and it's like kind of lime green. And the green up here is good, but it's kind of a different green that they used on the body, which is kind of a bummer. This, you know, I didn't even mention this before, his hair here. It's a little meh, and that's probably my least favorite part. That's probably why I didn't mention it. But yeah, right there, it looks okay, I guess, color-wise and sculpt-wise. Teeth are a little thick on the white paint, but it's okay. Tongue looks pretty decent. And you got this yellow running through his body with a red trim, which actually looks good. Actually looks good. I'd say, like, I might even do this. I might, like, do some panel lining there. Really simple, right in the lines to just kind of break it up a little bit. You know, yes, this guy might be ripe for some panel lining, actually. But it's cleanly done, except for maybe the end here and some spots there. Then the spikes all look pretty good going through, and so does these antlers. I didn't mention that before. And his head fell off. So, but the spikes look good throughout, and that continues with the same color into his tail. So, not bad there at all. Again, no articulation on this one, so nothing really to talk about there. Just a little bit of a bummer. I wish they would have at least articulated the arms or maybe given us some ball joints. But this is just for display. Now, the way they tell you to do it is this piece here has a little peg there, and somebody's screaming outside. I don't know if you heard that on camera, but there's a little hole right at his chin. So you would put that in right here, and that goes there. Let's just say it's not very easy to get them to be displayed this way. Well, let's see what we could do to do the proper way. And personally, I just don't care for it that way. This is supposed to go around the tail here. It's because I feel like he's just looking down too much. It's not bad, but I just like him looking up a little more. But there you go. That's the way it's supposed to be properly displayed. It's not bad. But yeah, and also like everything kind of opens up a little bit. You might actually, since it's just one static figure, and I might actually do it, glue everything together. It doesn't have any articulation, so if you could close up all these like seam lines, that would make for a nicer look. But there you go. That's what you get. That's your Build-A-Figure. So there you have it, guys. That's everything now. That is the whole set. So not bad, you know, like again, for the price point, I think you're getting some decent figures. I still wish they had some effect parts, and I think hopefully going forward, if this line does well and we get more figures, maybe we'll see them. Maybe we'll probably get these guys reissued with some effects or something. That's just the way these things go. Alright guys, and that's all I have for this review. I do definitely recommend them. I think for the price point, again, it's they're nice figures to get. If you're into Dragon Ball Z and, you know, are on a budget, these are way better than getting the figure arts in those regards, you know. So you really can't go wrong for 20 bucks on them. I think they're worth it, for sure. Alright guys, that's all I have. So remember, comment on this video, subscribe, and you will be entered into the contest for Super Saiyan Vegeta, Goku, and Frieza. Brand new, not these ones, 3 brand new ones in the box. That is Series 2 of these figures. So whether you have the first series or, you know, just wanted to check them out, that's a good place for you to start. And the contest ends the day I get to 1,000. So I'm about a little less than 80 subscribers away. So please share this video if you're into this stuff and you want to see the contest sooner than later. Then share my video here of this contest, of this review, because it is the contest review. Comment on the video, subscribe, and you'll be entered. The drawing will be the day after I hit 1,000 subscribers. Alright, and it will be open that entire day I hit 1,000 subscribers for any latecomers that want to get in on the review. Alright guys, so there you go. Good luck to all, and I hope you dug this review. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. Till next time, peace out, peeps.